Right now, Hollywood is continuing to ramp up their vile daily hatred campaign against President Trump. His supporters, for example, this week, insane Robert De Niro, totally unhinged, another vulgar rant. And, of course, this behavior has been going on now for 2 years. Take a look.
Yes, I'm angry. Yes, I am outraged. Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president? I want to clarify, I'm not an actor. I lie for a living.
Just like Donald.
However, it's been a while. And maybe it's time.
Today, the world is suffering from the real Donald Trump. Come on, let's go. What are we talking about? Let's clap for that. This idiot is the president. The guy is a fool. Come on. Our government today, with the prompting of our baby in chief, has in chief, I call him.
And yet the president has shattered one economic record after another. Unemployment straight on down the line. Joining us now, he is the editor-at-large at thedailymail.com. Piers Morgan is with us. Piers, by the way, is in the U.S. hosting Daily Mail TV early today and tomorrow. And your show is a massive hit. Your only mistake in TV in the U.S. was lecturing Americans about guns, which I don't want to talk to you about.
We could go a long time on guns, Mr. Hannity, if you want to. But let's not do it tonight.
Not tonight. Did you really? You almost had to borrow my shirt to come on TV tonight.
Well,
is that my gift to you?
my top button actually pinged off, which I'm blaming on a rather large ribeye steak I had earlier this evening. And then they said, look, why don't you wear one of Sean's? Unfortunately, your shirt was obviously much too big for me.
Probably it's big because I do mixed martial arts 90 minutes a day.
Of course.
Well, it's good to see you. Welcome back. Congrats on your I know you have a huge show and huge success. I love your iconoclastic nature on Twitter, although I got bored with it. I did it for a while. If I had one piece of advice for President Trump, it would be this. He can communicate on Twitter, and he reaches so many people. He doesn't even need the media to communicate. He didn't even need a press secretary in the sense, although I love Sarah Sanders. 5%. Just pull back on 5% of those tweets, and he'd be golden.
Honestly, if you took away the tweets and the rhetoric from Donald Trump's detractors, and you actually focus on what he actually does as president, he'd be nowhere near as scary to them as they pretend that he is. And those clips that you played, though, Sean, are really interesting to me. I've had a bugbear about this since Trump got elected. Well, for 2 years now, we've had most of the major liberal celebrities in the world just basically screaming in a massive, gigantic hissy fit that their choice, Hillary Clinton, did not win the election. And they cannot abide the fact that somebody like Trump, a celebrity actually, like them, somehow, with no political experience, came through and won the White House. And, you know, it reminds me a bit of the Brexit debate in Britain. It's exactly the same thing, where everyone who voted Brexit, according to all the celebrities, must be stupid and racist and sexist and so on. Same debate in America. And the clips you just played, I mean, frankly, people should be arrested for saying some of the stuff they were saying. Making direct bomb threats at the White House. And I've written column after column. And I've made this point to them. Look, you can scream as much as you like. You can be as abusive about Donald Trump as you want to be. You can call him all the names that you're calling him. But all it will do is empower Donald Trump. It will rally his base. And as we saw with Hillary Clinton, when she played the celebrity card so hard in 2016, it doesn't work. Taylor Swift and Oprah Winfrey, recently in the midterms, both backed candidates who lost. Two of the biggest stars in America with the biggest followings. It's not enough to just be a Trump basher. You have to be offering something more. And I'm like you, Sean. I find it vomit-making that these stars, time and again, just think it's cool and productive to scream abuse at the President of the United States. There's no respect for the office, no respect for the White House, and frankly, not much respect for their own fans, many of whom will have voted for Trump.
And the economic success, record low unemployment, 14 states, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, women in the workplace, youth unemployment, shattering records, which is great for the people that matter, that make, I think, America great. Let me ask, and you picked up something that very few people did. Obama lost 69 between the House and Senate seats in his first midterm, Clinton 60, and Donald Trump did something that only happened 3 times in 100 years. Picked up 3 Senate seats.
Yeah, and I wrote a column for Daily Mail saying to the Democrats, look, whether you like Trump or not, and I'm aware they all can't stand the sight of him, you've got to try and beat him in 2020. If I was looking at these midterms objectively, and I would say, look, he improved his majority in the Senate, right? He won a lot of other races that people didn't think he'd win. Obviously, he had a loss. He lost the House. But if I was a Democrat, I'd look at those results in totality and go, we've got a problem in 2020. How are we going to beat this guy? Who are we going to put up against him? He's a brilliant campaigner. He's doing rally after rally. His base looks rock solid. He's got all the usual suspects screaming at him and telling him he's an idiot. And yet he's the incumbent White House president. And I think the odds are something like 75% of all incumbent presidents who run again get re-elected. And if they run on a surging economy, those odds go into the mid-90s. So Donald Trump has a very, very, very good chance, I would say, of winning the next election. If you're a Democrat, stop screaming and try and find a candidate and a message which could actually beat him. Because right now, though, I don't see either.
They're never going to do... You're giving very smart, sound advice. They will never follow it. In the next 2 years, we will chronicle the insanity that continues. All right, next time you're in the States, I want to invite you, one, to my house to see my gun collection and how I secure them safely. I believe in responsible gun ownership, and I'm going to take you shooting.
Well, deal? I'll do that, but I'll also try and convince you that when we took away a lot of guns from civilian hands in my country, in Britain, it was successful, and we haven't had a school shooting since the mid-90s. I'll convince you.
All right. Good to see you, and congrats on all your success. Piers Morgan hosting Daily Mail TV tomorrow morning.